Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. Welcome back to another episode of an almost free meal. If you've missed number 1 episode of this series, which was for ketchup soup, I will put the link down below. So today's recipe is almost free because we're going to be repurposing old, sad, soggy French fries. Now, if you're at all like me, when you go out to eat and you eat your burger and you get your pile of fries, there's still a bunch left, and then you look at them and say, I really shouldn't waste this food, but what am I going to do with a pile of French fries? Well, today I'm going to attempt to make a French fry soup. So I actually found a recipe for this on the Washington Post of all places. I will put the link down below in case you're interested, for Tammy's French fry soup. So I'm going to be adapting this recipe because the original calls for white wine and vegetable bouillon, and I want to make a recipe in which I have all the ingredients in my pantry, and we're just going to throw this together, make a quick soup, and see what it tastes like. Yes, this recipe also includes ketchup, which I thought was an interesting and pretty natural inclusion since we're using old French fries after all. Alrighty, let's go ahead and make this. The first ingredient we're going to need are some stale, limp, sad French fries. So pile of them. Oh man. Do you actually have to request for packets of ketchup? I thought if you ordered a medium fry that they would just give you ketchup, or at least ask if you wanted ketchup. Man, so my bag of French fries does not have any ketchup. Well, I'll just have to use some from a squeeze bottle. It would have been better to use a packet of ketchup, but since I don't have any, I'll have to use my squeeze bottle of ketchup. Add my fries. It's probably a cup of fries or so. Now I'm gonna add some water. So to a cup of French fries, I did about an equal amount of water, a cup. And we're gonna boil this for a few minutes. It says 3 to 4 minutes in the recipe, until the potatoes are very, very soft. And now they're not soft. Is this soup gonna be greasy? I imagine so, but yeah. I hate wasting food. In fact, I don't like having a lot of leftovers because I like a lot of variety and I don't see myself eating the same food all week. I know other people don't feel this way, but I do. So when I cook meals, I usually just make just enough to feed everybody with a little bit extra. So if we do have some, it's enough for lunch the next day, but not, extendedly. That's just me. But then I don't like throwing food away either. So we're just gonna let this boil. We'll come back when this is nice and soft. Okay, take it easy, calm down. So it's been a few minutes and the potatoes are now soft enough to mush with the back of a spoon. Now this has been boiling and I've noticed there's a kind of orange tinged oil floating on the top of this. Just an observation. So the original recipe called for using vegetable broth, and instead of that, I'm going to be substituting a little bit of instant ramen seasoning because it's what I've got around, along with some of this water here. I feel like this is something that a lot of people will have in their pantry as opposed to an aseptic container of vegetable broth. Okay, so a little bit of that. There's some salt already on the French fries, so we don't want to add too much of this. You can always add more, my mom would always say. Okay, so this is thickening up a bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. I'm gonna add some pepper. The recipe says that milk or cream is optional. I'm just gonna use one of these little creamers. And a little bit of ketchup. I would ideally be squeezing a packet of ketchup, but since they didn't give me any, I'm gonna have to use this. So, a tablespoon of that or so. So that's not looking very appetizing. To make it more soup-like, we're going to take an immersion blender and very carefully blend this up. Put this on low speed. Yep. Look at that. Immersion blender. You marvelous machine. Look at that. That's very smooth. I'll take a little bit of ketchup with some water. I'm going to water this down, and this is going to be our little ketchup sauce on the top. Ooh, that smells rough. Right, let's serve up our soup. Doesn't look too bad. A little watered down ketchup. And there we have it, French fry soup. It smells like a fast food joint. Yep. A little bit oily, ketchupy. It doesn't look too bad though. I have to say, once it was emulsified and blended with the blender, it looked a lot more attractive. Now I've got some salt and pepper here. If I need some extra seasoning, I'm gonna put a little extra pepper right on top. Okay, let's give this a taste. Itadakimasu. That is surprisingly pleasant. I'm shocked. Hot. It is pretty thick. It could use a little bit of water, I think, to kind of make it a little bit soupier. But the flavor is very reminiscent of mashed potatoes. It has that kind of enriched potato flavor. The consistency is pretty smooth. I was expecting it to taste greasy or rancid, and it doesn't really. I'm kind of shocked. There's a little bit of tanginess from the ketchup. I can't really taste any of the ketchup flavor, but certainly you could adjust for that. I'm going to add a touch of salt to that. And just a touch more of the ramen seasoning. Just a touch. It's so crazy. Now that I added a little bit more of the ramen seasoning, it reminds me of those instant soups. You know, those cup of soups that you can get, but they're just basically like potato powder. It's like cream of leek soup or cream of potato soup. That's what this tastes like. There is a kind of processed flavor to this, and I think that has to do in the fact that this is made out of French fries, which are highly processed. And because it was seasoned with a ramen noodle flavoring pack, it gives it that processed flavor. I wouldn't say it's scrumptious or delicious, but it's not bad. This to me is way better than reheating leftover French fries. I've done that. I've actually tried doing that. I take the fries, I've put them in the toaster oven, and they get too toasty or they just taste too greasy. I've put them in a frying pan, I've done it that way, and they're just not quite the same. Sure, they're warmed up, so they're a little bit better, but they just taste stale. If you have a great way of reheating leftover French fries, do let me know in the comments. But to make them into a soup is a completely different idea and much more successful than reheating leftover fries. We made potato soup with leftover French fries, some non-dairy creamer, and some ketchup. So there you have it, an almost free meal. It's almost free because we are repurposing fries that we already purchased already, so you get yourself a free meal out of leftover French fries. Brilliant. Tammy, I was very skeptical, but you know, it's actually not half bad. So let me know down in the comments if you have any penny pinching, frugal, free meals. I want to know about them. I want to cook them up. I want to taste them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care. Bye.